There is a train in Japan that broke the world speed record for rail travel. It reached 603 kilometers per hour. That is 374 miles per hour. And here is the part that sounds impossible. At that speed, it was barely touching the track at all. No grinding metal, no wheels rolling along rails, just a machine hovering above the guideway, pushed forward by invisible magnetic forces while the ground blurred beneath it. Welcome to Simple Concepts Explained. Today we are pulling back the curtain on why maglev trains never touch the tracks. To understand why this matters, you have to start with a problem engineers have faced since the first railways were built. Traditional trains rely on steel wheels rolling across steel rails. At normal speeds, that works brilliantly. But once trains start moving incredibly fast, the physics starts fighting back. At 300 kilometers per hour, even tiny imperfections in the track become violent. Wheels bounce. Vibrations increase, tracks wear down faster, maintenance costs explode. The faster a conventional train moves, the harder it fights the infrastructure beneath it. Eventually, the wheels themselves become the limit. So engineers asked a different question. What if you removed the wheels entirely? That idea became magnetic levitation, or maglev. Instead of rolling on rails, the train floats slightly above the guideway using powerful electromagnets. By carefully controlling magnetic fields between the train and the track, engineers create enough force to lift the entire vehicle into the air. The gap is tiny. Most maglev trains float only about 10 millimeters above the track, about the width of your finger. But that tiny gap changes everything, because the moment physical contact disappears, rolling friction almost disappears with it. The train is no longer fighting the track, it is gliding above it. And once the wheels are gone, the only major thing slowing the train down is the air itself. But levitation is only half the challenge. A floating train that cannot move is just an expensive science experiment. So how does a maglev train actually go forward? This is where the engineering becomes extraordinary. A normal train uses wheels to transfer power from the engine to the rails. A maglev train has no wheels to drive. So engineers turned the track itself into the engine. They essentially took an electric motor and stretched it across miles of guideway. The track creates a moving magnetic field, and the train is pulled forward by that moving wave. There is no conventional transmission, no gearbox, no powered wheels spinning beneath the carriage. The train simply sits inside a controlled magnetic field that carries it forward. At 400 kilometers per hour, a conventional high-speed train is under enormous mechanical stress. Wheels spinning, tracks vibrating, components constantly fighting friction. A maglev train at the same speed feels almost unnatural by comparison. Smooth, stable, almost silent. And then the speeds start becoming difficult to believe. Japan's SC maglev system uses superconducting magnets powerful enough to fully levitate the train once it reaches sufficient speed. At lower speeds, the train rides on retractable wheels. But once the magnetic forces become strong enough, the wheels retract completely and the train rises off the guideway. From that moment onward, it is effectively flying just above the track. The 603 km per hour record run happened on a test track without passengers. But commercial maglev systems are already operating at lower speeds, and future routes are designed to carry passengers at over 500 kilometers per hour. The technology works. So why are maglev trains still so rare? Because building one means rebuilding almost everything. A maglev train cannot use normal railway tracks. The guideway has to be constructed with extraordinary precision because the levitation gap is measured in millimeters. Even small alignment issues affect the system, and existing rail infrastructure already covers huge parts of the world. It is built, paid for, connected to cities, ports, and stations everywhere. Replacing all of that with maglev would cost an extraordinary amount of money. The biggest obstacle to maglev is not the engineering. It is the infrastructure that already exists, and maglev does not completely escape physics either. Once wheel friction disappears, air resistance becomes the next major problem. At extreme speeds, the train starts fighting the atmosphere itself. But maglev changed one incredibly important assumption. For more than 150 years, rail travel depended on metal wheels touching metal rails. Engineers spent generations improving that contact. Better wheels, better tracks, better suspension. Maglev approached the problem differently. It said the contact itself was the problem, and once engineers removed that contact entirely, many of the speed limits that defined traditional rail travel suddenly stopped applying. One of the fastest trains ever built works by barely touching the track at all. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to Simple Concepts Explained for more stories about the hidden engineering shaping the modern world. See you in the next one.